Man, thanks for coming, bro.
I've never been here before, guys, but real quick, just for everybody back at home before we get into it so they can really know where we are. If Australia is in the building, make some noise. All right, I'm excited. Okay, so I want to start here. I got a lot of stuff up there, right? I kind of want to just know who I'm dealing with first. And if there's anybody in the room, if you ever dream, if you ever think about, being a millionaire, if you ever think about, being in love, or you ever think about, the six-pack, right? Whatever it is, if you're in the room and just from time to time, you're not where you want to be. You're on your way there, but you're not there right now. And you dream about, you think about, what's next, the next 6 months, the next year, the next 5 years. You think about that. If you're in the building, just raise your hand for me. I want to see all those people who are just thinking, good. So let me just, on this side real quick, just give me one person on this side right here. Just tell me what you think about. What, 6 months, a year from now, 5 years from now, just one person. What are some of the things that just consume your thoughts, you think about all the time?
The biggest real estate agent on the
Good. The biggest real estate agent on the
South
South
Coast.
Coast. I like that. I don't even know where the South Coast is, but I like how she said just the whole South Coast. That seems like that's a lot of area. Good. I like it. Good. You think about that.
The richest from the West.
Good. The richest from the West. Good. So there's no competition with South Coast, West Coast, right? No competition right now. All right. Good. Anybody in this room? What do you think about? What do you think about?
Being on that stage.
Good. Being on that stage one day. Good. I love it. I love it. Anybody else over here? What do you think about?
Financial freedom for my family.
Good. Financial freedom for your family. Now, the reason why I ask you this is important because you can't accomplish anything you can't think of. If you can't think it, you can't do it. So where we start, and I say that because being in Australia is really, right now, I know it's not that deep to you, you're from Australia, so it's really not that deep. You kind of took the route you always take to get here. You've seen the Hilton before, but for me, I'm wow, I'm in Australia. And what's so big about Australia is I remember saying to myself, one day I'm going to be international. I remember saying I'm going to be international. I don't know if you know it or not, but from Detroit here, it's real international. It's real international. It's a 16-hour, flight. There's nothing for a long time. There's nothing, right, but water, right? It's a real long flight. But I need you to know that maybe I didn't say Australia, but I did say international. And so there are a lot of places I've been in the last few years. And what makes me different than everybody that grew up in my neighborhood, and a lot of people that grew up in my neighborhood are not where I am, and I don't even want to talk about where they are, but they're human just like I am. But the difference is they weren't thinking about a lot. They were just thinking about going to work. They were thinking about just surviving. I'm from Detroit, so they're just thinking about surviving. They're just thinking about making enough money maybe to, I don't know, live. But I remember thinking that what if all my dreams became a reality? And then years later, I woke up and I'm living the dream, right? So I want to start there. I want to show you this first slide, because this guy helped me a lot. I don't know, anybody ever read the book or the audio book, The Secret? You're familiar with The Secret? Just raise your hand if you're familiar with The Secret. Yeah, pretty powerful book. And I want to share with one of the master teachers from the book, Bob Proctor. Right? And I had an opportunity to meet Bob Proctor a few years ago, and Bob Proctor kind of coached me, right? And it was weird. So when I saw Bob Proctor for the first time, I was excited. I was speaking, and he was right at the table, right there, right? And I remember looking at him okay, I'm gonna do real good so I can get a chance to meet him, right? Because we know a lot of times, in order to get to another level, you've got to get with people who are at that level, right? And I know you've heard that before, but make sure you take that serious. In order to get to the next level, you have to connect with people who are already at that level. But what's difficult is how do I connect with those individuals when I'm not at their level, right? So that's one thing. So for me, I don't use my speaking just to make money. I really use my speaking as leverage to meet certain people. So I'm on stage and I can see Bob Proctor, and I'm like, all right, here's my chance. If I do well enough, if I say, really do good, I might get an opportunity to meet this guy. So I'm going in, and you can see he's listening, he's shaking his head, but I'm not really sure if it's me that, he's really getting into. So I tell a joke, and he laughs. I'm like, I think he's there. I think I got him. And I tell another joke just to make sure and he nods, and I'm like, yes, I think I got him. And so afterwards, the guy brought me in, was so excited. Eric, you did a phenomenal job. If there's anything I can do, to help you, let me know in the future. I was like, well, I have something in the present you can do for me. He said, what? I said, I'd like to meet with Bob Proctor. I'd like to do dinner, or I'd like to do lunch or breakfast or something with Bob Proctor. Right? And so he was like, all right, no problem. I'll talk to Bob Proctor. He talked to Bob Proctor. Bob Proctor, tomorrow morning, Eric, 10:30. Can you meet me at 10:30? I'm like, I can meet you at 10, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. It doesn't make a difference. You just tell me what. So I remember, I got there, and this is a busy guy. And so we started talking, and he was like, how can I help you? I'm like, I'm trying to take my career to the next level. And so he said, okay, you're trying to take your career to the next level. And this is weird, guys. And this is why you want to get with people who are at the next level, because they think so different. So I'm looking for I'm looking for him to say, join my master program, or I'm going to mentor you one-on-one. He didn't say that. The first thing he asked was, how much money are you making? Oh, that's kind of personal. It's going quick here. You know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't get a chance to really even talk about my history. Like, you asked me how much I make. I was like, how much do you charge? And so I was like, I'm proud. It's like $10,000. Proud. My family come from a working class, so that $10,000, it might take a month or two to make $10,000. So I said $10,000, and you can see like the disappointment on his face, like $10,000. I'm like, now wait a minute. First you're asking me how much I'm making, then you're embarrassing me. So he said, no, I'm not trying to embarrass you, but he said, he said, this is what you need to do. When you go back home, he gave me a little spiel. He says, you need to charge no less than $20,000 an hour. I was like, okay. So I went back home, and people, how much do you charge? I'm like, Bob Proctor said. If you look Bob Proctor up, like, he's like top 5 best speakers in the country. Like, I was like right behind Bob Proctor. I didn't know I was behind him at that time, but I'm like right behind him, right? So he's like, all right, Eric, 20,000. So, I go home, and guys, this is weird. Please hear what I'm saying, please. Like, I don't want you to get motivated. I don't want you to get pumped up. Like, I want you to get empowered. When you leave this room, I want you to behave in a way you've never behaved, think in a way you've never thought, because I'll be honest, the West Coast, that's yours. South Coast, that's yours. Like, I'm being honest. That all you have, like I told you, Bob Proctor told me to say 20. And so I went back home and said 20. And it was amazing. Well, first I had to rearrange my staff, because the young lady who worked for me, she had a job, and she only made so much an hour. So she couldn't say 20,000. It's weird. Like, she couldn't say it. Like, she couldn't say 20,000. If she did, she didn't say it like 20,000. She was kind of like 20,000, and was waiting on the reaction. So I had to give it to CJ. And CJ was like, yo, I'm going to be honest with you. I know E.T. I've been with him for the last few years. I know, like, the man of integrity he is. I know the hours he puts in. Like, C said 20. Matter of fact, I'm going to Malaysia. He charged him 100 with nothing. No plane ticket. That wasn't plane ticket. That wasn't hotel. That wasn't food. And when C says 100, he said it like, you're getting a real discount here. You better hurry, because if you don't, next year it's going to be 150. But if you go with us this year, we'll keep you at, it's what Glenn is saying. So where we start at, no matter how big I blow up, where we start at, I will work with you where we are. So we're charging 100 now. Next year it could be 250. So but the way C is saying it is like, you better get the 100. And they're like, whoa, okay, where do we sign? He's like, you got 24 hours. It's a different, he believes it. And so when you think about being the #1 agent, when you think about being a millionaire, when you think about whatever your business is, take it to the next level. When you think about your life, when you say it, you just can't say the words. You got to say it in a way where you really mean it. So CJ said $20,000. And they were like, no problem, where do we sign? And so about 6 months later, I run into Bob Proctor again. He said, E.T., how's it going? I said, man, it's going phenomenal. He said, what do you mean it's going phenomenal? I was like, 20, I told him 20, everybody, they're giving me 20, it's unbelievable. He's like, hold on, what's the problem? You told me 20, I said 20, I got 20, you still disappointed? He said, no, I didn't say 20. I said, no less than 20. He said, you know what your problem is? I said, no, sir. Explain it to me. He said, your problem is, even though you're no longer a high school dropout, even though you're no longer homeless, you still don't know who you are. And if you knew how the world saw you, not how you see yourself, but if you knew the world, and he made that clear, like the world, we're not talking about America, Eric, if you knew the world, if you understood, guys, I'm being honest with you, I didn't know that we were like number 5, number 6 in the world in terms of motivational speakers. I didn't know. Somebody introduced me once and said it when they were introducing me. Like, I've never gone on Google and put my name in Google. I don't do the homework. I just wake up every day, 3 o'clock in the morning. I just wake up and grind. Monday I grind. On Tuesday I grind. Wednesday I grind. Like, I don't get up and look at myself. I don't compare myself. And so he said, Eric, the world, you are world renowned. Like, you are helping people all over the world. When you get to a place where you begin to see yourself like the world sees you, it's going to be totally different. And then CJ now it's like, I've been waiting for you to see I've been waiting for you to either see you like I see you. And so now 100 is not a problem for him at all. And here's the crazy part. He's saying 100, and they're saying okay. And I'm hurt because I'm like, I've been robbing myself of $80,000. Listen to me very closely. I'm here for a breakthrough. When I leave this room, you will never be the same again. You will operate in the way that you've never operated. Why? Because I'm doing it. And so that energy that I have, I'm about to give you that energy. That belief that I have, I'm about to give you that belief. So I'm going to ask you one more time. You like, E, for real? I would be afraid to say, I'm taking over the South Coast. I'm taking over the West Coast. Like, I'm not even really going after what I want. I need you to own it. Because if you can own it, when we leave this room, you'll never be the same again. Hands up. I'm not even going after what I want. Raise your hand. Good, beautiful. Hands down. Now, there's another group. You're most serious goal seekers and goal setters are going after what they think they can get. If you're in this room and you're like, I got to be honest, I'm serious about setting goals. I am serious. But even in my seriousness, E.T., as much as I'm going after it, there's still an area where I know I'm going after what I think I can get, and I'm even living in my mindset. Raise your hand if you're in the building. Yep, good. Love it, love it, love it, love it. All right, let's go to the next one, guys. This is going to blow your mind. This is going to blow your mind, right? So this is what I need you to do, all right? I need you to, yep. But we can keep it. Okay, so let's go here, and we're going to move forward. This is deep. This room is so powerful. First and foremost, man, you guys got to, and I don't say physically, you have to give yourself a hand, but you really do have to value yourself because of all that is going on this whole complete day. I'm ending this thing off. There are people who are aware of the fact that I was going to be here and they let other stuff get in the way. Like, bro, you got to understand who you are. This is a unique group. Like, you didn't just say, this is something that I need. You took action and you're in the room. So you're already next level, right? You're already next level in terms of your thinking. Every gift that you need, everything you need to do to be where you need to be, you already have it. And that's the beauty. Like, the beauty is you're not going to have to spend any money. The beauty is you're not going to have to, go to some, remote island to make this thing happen. The beauty is you probably don't even need to read another book. I'll be honest. You said, E.T., don't ever read a book. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying to you is that you don't need anything external to go to the next level. Now, could it help you? Yes. But all you need to go to the next level, you have all of those tools right now. Right? Now, the only thing that you have to do, though, that's critical, is you're going to have to activate that. Now, that's within you. I'm saying everything is already inside of you. I didn't get a PhD and didn't blow up. Listen to what I'm telling you. I didn't get a PhD and didn't become E.T. the hip-hop preacher. I didn't get a master's degree and blew up. People knew who I was in the States. Even when I got my high school GED, I didn't get a high school diploma. And those 12 years it took me to get my first degree, people knew who I was. I was traveling the world speaking. Now I'm on the level I'm on now. I had the slightest idea. But I don't want you to think that I had to become Dr. Eric Thomas to release an album. I didn't have to become Dr. Eric Thomas to write a book. The first book was 2011. It's 2015. Hear what I'm saying? You don't need anything else to be great, but to believe that you're great. You don't need anything else. You have all the tools. The problem is you've not activated those tools. So yesterday, go for it, see. I just want to show you guys, because I was a little free man. I was a little disappointed yesterday in the game, the West Coast. Nothing against the West Coast. I know you're going to take over the West Coast. I'm just talking about the NFL right now. He's like, well, don't you just tell me I couldn't? So I was a little disappointed, guys, because not long ago, This is deep. We're talking about activating. Just not long ago, Fremantle, they were able to defeat West Coast. So if you watch the AFL and you watch the game yesterday, you know that they had the ability to win the game, right? So if you're a fan, you were sitting there in hope because you know who they are. You know what they're capable of doing. You know their skill set. You've seen it before. You know the guy. They mark out of this world. They got boom. I saw my man. Boom. You know what they can do, guys. You've seen it before. They're skilled, right? So I'm disappointed because the team that beat the West Coast not long ago, that team didn't what? That team didn't show up. I'll say it again. That team didn't what? They didn't show up. So that's what's discouraging. Look, it's one thing when your team can't compete. You go in knowing that this is going to be a long one. I know all my mates are going to tease me, you know what I'm saying, because my team's not good, but you still, but you know when you are a fan, Fremantle, you know they can beat anybody. So you're looking like, what's going on? I'm telling you, it started ugly. It started real bad. I'm like, what in the world? I'm trying to calculate because I'm from the States. So I'm kind of 6. I'm trying to calculate. I'm like, that's 4 scores. Ooh, that's going, okay, 5 now. They're down 5. 6. Ooh. I'm like, this is going to be a pretty tough comeback. And it never came back. Shh, listen to what I'm saying. What hurt me when I was watching the game is that they had the skill set to do it. But whatever happened mentally, emotionally, they didn't activate it. And I don't know exactly what happened. I don't know if they felt like we got home court advantage. Our fans are here. Our family is here. Like this is our moment. I don't know what happened. But I know by watching the game, listen to me, I didn't even know all of the rules. But when I saw the energy of West Coast, when I saw the activity of West Coast, when I saw the opportunities that they had, they weren't on the one. They 6. You could see that they wanted it as bad as they wanted to breathe. You could see the energy. You can not just the energy in the first quarter or the second quarter, third. You can see the energy all the way to the end. I'm not sure what their coach said. I'm not sure what they said to one another. But when it was showtime, it was clear that they activated their potential. They activated their talent. They activated their skill set. They activated, and they made it happen. And there are those of you in this room, for whatever reason, you have not fully activated who you are. You're skilled. Financially, you could be on another level. In terms of your business, you could be on another level. But for whatever reason, you have not decided to activate it. Now, I've got to ask you a serious question, and I need you to be honest with me. A serious question, and I need you to be honest with me. How many of you can say in this room that as it relates to some area of your life, that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, that you put forth 120%, that you do not retreat, but every day you go all in as if this is your last opportunity. If that's you, and you can say Monday through Friday work day, or Monday through Sunday, I leave it all out there. I just need you to raise your hand for me, 120. All right, E.T., I'm not on 120. I'm on 90, though. I think I'm about 90. Raise your hand. Be honest. I'm 90. Good. Be honest. I'm about 80%. E. I'm not 120. I'm about 80. Yeah, I'm an 80%. Yeah. Be honest. I'm about 70. I'm 70. I put forth maybe average effort. Okay, now just for those of you who are in the room, you just want to be just totally transparent. You know who you are. You know your talent level. And you're like, I'm probably giving 50% of what I know I can give. Raise your hand. What I saw yesterday, Fremantle, they would have just, in the fourth quarter, you could see them in the fourth quarter. You could see the energy in the fourth quarter. The passing, you could see that mentally they were making better decisions. You could see it. You could see the energy level, it was up. You could see the defense, they were playing defense. You could see it. But it was what? It was too late. That same team would have showed up. I'm just going to be honest. I don't know what the score would have been, but if that same team in the fourth quarter would have showed up in the first